Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be making a review on Invincible, obviously as the title suggests. Today I'm here with the OG Veltramite, as you can see. Chiaki from Danganronpa. She got done dirty, but I'm telling you. I'm planning to make a review on both the it's kind of like a mixed review. It's with the anime and the game. But yeah, I look forward to that hopefully soon. And then obviously my boy Jotaro Kujo. So, where do I even start? I first found out about this show when I saw a clip on TikTok, or as I like to call it, TikTok. Yeah, just go with it. Um, so I saw a clip of it. It was basically where what's his name? It was where Rex was basically getting his ass kicked by Monster Girl, and I was like, "Hey, so this is a cartoon. It seems like an adult cartoon, and there's blood and violence in it. Probably swearing because she was making a dick joke." I was like, "Yo, you got my attention now." And obviously, I normally like stuff like that where it's kind of bloody and gory, especially sort of like adult cartoons, whether it be like Onyx Equinox, like I spoke about in my Berserk video. Um, well, Rick and Morty is a good one as well. There's just like a few others that I really like as well. They're like, as long as it's adult cartoon and has blood in it, I'll obviously still like it. So I found the video and I was like, yo, I gotta make sure to like watch this soon because I'm gonna have some free time soon. So I was like, okay, let me just check it out. Okay, let me just save it and I get to it soon. And I think like maybe the next day I was like, oh, I'm kind of bored with that watch. And then I remembered, oh yeah, there was that show. What's it called again? It's Invincible. And I even saw it on the website that I use. It was like recently added, and then it was like up till the fourth episode. So I started watching it, and bro, and when I tell you, it's like one of those shows where you just instantly fall in love with it. Like at first, like at the beginning of the episode, I thought it was gonna be like some sentimental stuff because the security guards were talking about, oh my stepson or something like that. But it threw me off completely when they started fighting and everything. I was like, yo. So they've got like a Wonder Woman, which was like, what was her name? Like Warhammer Girl or something. They get the Batman, the black guy. Um, Obviously Superman being Omni Man. They had Aquaman as some fish thing. Like, okay, so this is basically like a B Tech, no, not Avengers, B Tech Justice League. So I was like, okay, let's see where this goes. But then, much like everybody else, like I was like, oh, this is pretty good, right? It's like nothing like too special, right? I was like, still good, it's still enjoyable. I see what the other episodes have to offer. But bro, at the end of the first episode, I think that's when everybody got hooked in because it was so unexpected. It was kind of like just introduction to like every character at that point, and we didn't really know what to expect. But then it threw everybody off and threw everybody off guard at the end of the first episode, where Omni Man obviously he decided like, yo, I want some smoke. Okay, so I'm gonna smoke y'all. That fight scene was so good. It was so bloody. There was like it was just so cool. Honestly, like how was I supposed to describe it? It was cool as hell, and I was like, "Yo, what the hell?" And then that scene alone just drew me into the show like 10 times more because I was just thinking like, "Bro, there must be a reason. Like, what is this?" I love like evil characters, if that makes sense. I'm like, "Yo, what made him do that? Was it like mind control or whatever?" Like, why did he decide to just kill all of them? He massacred all of them, bro, and it's so brutal. But you know what? One thing that pissed me off about the fight, bro, probably the one person that would have actually probably been able to get away and do something. She died like she got one shot. He went like that, and she just done. I'm like, bro, I you know man, I you know man. Bro, honestly, when I like get my new laptop and I'm actually able to edit properly, I'm gonna edit so many of these memes to then like just in case any of you don't know which one I'm talking about because I probably look like an idiot going, I you know man, I you know man. But yeah, you'll don't worry, you'll the more videos I make, like you'll see them in the future basically. So stay subscribed. Uh But I think her name was like Green Ghost or something like that. She had like this green rock thing that she used, and her whole power apart from flight is it being intangible. Do you know how like OP that actually is being able to go intangible, especially with fights like all she had to do was go. We saw at the beginning of the episode when she went in, when a rock, when a boulder, she saved those people, and she went, and she can even turn other people intangible. Why couldn't she turn like one other person intangible? Take them somewhere. Be like, yo, like get this nigga out of here, man. Like turn it to the Burger King guy on the plane. He's like, get that nigga bitch out of here. Yeah, but I didn't understand why she didn't go intangible. Her whole superpower is her go making is her literally not being able to be touched by anyone and everything. It's kind of like that. I forgot his name. It's like Murato or something. I don't remember. The guy from Boku no Hero Academia. You know the one that goes intangible, but he has his powers, but without the drawbacks, if that makes sense. Because obviously he's like shit scared when he does it. He can't control properly. He can't see or breathe. Like her, she it doesn't seem like she has those drawback drawbacks herself. So how come she didn't just turn intangible and be like at that point she wouldn't be able to do anything, and it just didn't make sense. But obviously that goes back to the whole nitpicking thing that I was talking about in Berserk. But hey, it is what it is. It's to progress the plot, so it to make it make sense. Uh, but then obviously at the end of that last episode, I mean the first episode, you were like, "Yo, okay, I have to watch the next episode," and then that like honestly the show in it as a whole is so good. It literally like the writing of it is just impeccable, and that's why I just got done what's it called re-watching the show today because I wanted to make sure that I was fresh in my mind for when I made this review. Um, Honestly, it's so good, but like watching it back, you kind of look at these little details and you're like, oh, little foreshadowing, you teasing me. But it's kind of like just little things, when those aliens that come through the portal and then they age like really rapidly in our universe, or well their universe, whatever. Those aliens, when he went there and then he like wrecked the whole shit. Bro, that scene was so impeccable, bro. I'm telling you, that scene was amazing. I was just like, bro, it was so cool. Like the animation budget, they were just like, yeah, yeah, come here, come here, come here. Um, bro, that scene was so cool where he was just like going through all of the buildings. He was wrecking shit. They were literally, he wrecked their shit to the point where they literally begged him to go back. They opened a portal just to like, okay, we get it. Okay, you can leave. And then, bro, that was just so good, honestly. Like, and then at the end of it, he said, or was it at the beginning or at the end of it, he said, "Oh, this isn't your world to conquer." And then even the first time I watched that, I was like, "What does that mean? Like, what do you mean by that?" Because I was like, it's either he's saying like, "Oh, you're not conquering this world," like in general, or he's saying you can't conquer this world, as in like, yo, it's my job to conquer this world, not you guys. Um, but it's just like small little subtle things like that that like hint towards the ending. Which, by the way, the ending was sugoi. If I already haven't made it clear, like, bro, the ending, man. I'll get to that in a bit. Like that shit was so cool. Honestly, characters like, oh, the demon guy that got sent down to hell, back to hell. That, bro, he was literally doing his job. You know that clip where the guy's like, "What did I do? Go to the office. What did I do?" That was literally him because he was literally doing exactly what he was told to do, and he did a good job at it. But then Cecil, he was like, nah, I don't care, bro. I don't care. I don't care. Like, it's kind of sad because he got sent back down to hell, and then he didn't do anything wrong. he was like, "Oh, I should have. I told you stop snooping around." I'm like, "Bro, por qué? Por qué?" Like he did what he was supposed to do, but man, that was sad, man. He did not deserve free my neighbor, free my neighbor, and also Omni Man. Obviously, what he did, atrocious, atrocious. Okay, actually, I'll talk about that a little bit later, but bro, let's talk about Amber. Bro, Amber, just get out of my face. Anytime she comes on screen, I'm like, F off my screen, you little rat out, bitch. Bro, honestly, Amber, such a jarring, like, such an annoying character, man. Like, she's literally the worst character in the whole show. I literally hate, I like Omni Man more than I like Amber. Like, bro, Amber is just a schmuck all around, man. Because literally Amber, her whole personality trait is, oh, I go to the what's it called, the I go to the soup kitchen, and that's literally all she does, bro. I'm like, bruh, but I mean, one thing that I will say that's kind of good about her character is that they made her more interesting, because from people who have read the comics, they said that uh Amber in the comics is like so boring. Like she's literally just so boring. Like she might as well not even be there. It's kind of like sometimes how MJ in some Spider-Man variation, she's just there, if that makes sense. Like she's not an actual character in this, so at least they made her more of a prominent role and more interesting than they did in the comics. But it still doesn't stop her from being an annoying ass character. Like, bro, you're telling me Long Beach Griffey, he made a video about it, and it was so facts. Like she knew the whole time. I gave him a holla about it for time, and then she was like, "Where were you? Where were you?" I'm like, like honestly, Amber being upset about Mark's absent and being late and everything. That is understandable. Don't get me wrong, it's understandable, but the fact that later on we found out that she knew the whole time that he was invincible, and she still gave him a holla, that still really upsets me. And like, bro, it's just the fact that she knew in the first place and she still gave him thingy, and he was struggling for his life. She was like, where were you, asking him that, like she didn't know exactly, that she didn't know that he left to go save their lives. I'm like, well, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, I don't know why she just became such an annoying character, bro. Like, she was like, "Oh, you weren't there for me. You were thinking." Again, that would be understandable. To be upset if she didn't know his secret identity, if she didn't know that he wasn't invincible. But the fact that she knew the whole time, and again, like she knew the reason why he didn't go to the soup kitchen. Like obviously a little bit later on, bro. That leads me to another thing, bro. Eve a real one. I'm telling you, Eve a real one, bro. She covered for my boy. She ain't salty. She was honestly Amber. No, not Amber. Adam Eve. She a real one, man. Because she could have easily have instigated what happened, but then she was like, "Oh, give him a chance. Trust me, he really loves you." All of this stuff. Like, bro, oh my god, they took such an L that time, bro. They took such an L. But damn. That also leads me to the next thing I want to talk about, which was the fight with I forgot what his name was. It was like Atom or something, or I think it's like Rush. I don't remember. But the black guy that has the like rock superpower. I don't know what you would call it, but him, the twist at the end, the twist. So it all starts off with him being like, "Oh, my family," and all this stuff. You kind of see the reason why he's doing it. You see like the more sympathetic side to him, where he was about to drop that person off the building, and then once he saw his wallet and saw that he had his daughter, he let him go. He said, "Two more. You have 2 more days." And then not only that, when he burnt the building down and retrieved something, he gave those family like some money so that they can like get an apartment until they get like back on their feet. Like it's stuff like that that just like it just like little creeps you in being like, oh, he's actually the good guy because he wants to like better the place and take down his boss because he doesn't want to do the fighting. He doesn't want to be his henchman in the first place, but then obviously he has to because he was what was his name, like Computer Head or something. He was threatening his family. He's like, I know where you stay. I know where you stay. Don't. You better keep your mouth quiet. He was basically like threatening his family, saying, "Oh, I know where they live," all of the stuff, and then he was saying like, "Oh, look at you, like you can't do anything else. You think you're gonna get hired just at Bergamo, all of this stuff." I was like, "Bro, this guy's a proper instigator, you know." Like that's kind of sad. But then once they, oh man, I kind of feel like Omni Man always acted like a dick, but then Debbie, basically Marx's mom, she kind of like just overlooked that, if that makes sense. Like it's only until she suspected that he killed the Guardians was when she started to notice and realize like, yo, he's kind of sus. He's kind of sus, and remember when he came out of the hospital and then he was like, "Oh, I don't care how torn up my clothes are. Go get it now." I was like, "Damn." I was like, "Damn." Okay, like obviously we know the reason why now he wanted to uh have his clothes back, but I feel like before Debbie, she always like ignored like that side of him, but then she only like kind of tunnel visioned and just saw, oh, he's a good man, he's a good man, he's saving people, all of this stuff, but then didn't look at like all of the red flags basically. But bro, that fight, bro, oh my god, man, I just remembered. Bro, okay, so Rex and Robot, they both pedos, man. I'm telling you, they both pedos, man. I'm telling you, they sus. They like Monster Girl. You could people. I swear, people be like, "Oh, she's 25. She's 25." Really, like, bro. These are the people who like lowlies. They're basically lowly lovers. But they're like, "Oh, I have the child of a 12-year-old, but don't worry, I'm actually 200 years old." I'm like, bro, you still like. Okay, I'm gonna call you out, ban. Yes, you bandit ban. Bro, he's sus. He's sus. Like he had Jericho, the literally arguably the thickest Nanatsu no Taizai or Seven Deadly Sin character all over him, and he's like, nah, I want my lowly girl. I'm like, this nigga retarded. like like why? ¿Por qué? Why? Why? Like seriously. Oh man, but honestly, Rex, he's like the least sus out of both of them because once he found out that she liked him, he was like, "Oh, gross! I don't want to think about that." But then but then Robot, but but I'm telling you, the ultimate simp. He changed his whole body. He changed his whole body for this lowly. I'm like, bro, you just get out of my face, bro. And I don't know why, bro. The two most sus characters, I'm calling you out, Ashraf. You like those are your two favorite characters. The characters that like lowlies. Okay, yeah, okay. It's because of their character, not because. Okay. But I mean, honestly, after rewatching it, I did end up liking both of them more. And the show does a really good job of like keeping you interested because it's kind of like they put something in an episode and you're like, oh crap, I kind of like I really want to carry on watching so I know like what the reason is for that, etc. Because remember when Robot he took Rex's DNA and then he broke those the two clone I don't know what you call it, the two clone brothers out of jail. And I was like, yo, so Rex is evil, like what the heck? But then obviously later on we found out that he just wanted a real body because he was like this I don't even know what to call it. But honestly, Robot, he got away with he got away with being a pedophile because he was like, oh damn, you get younger as you age. I'm on that EDP. I'm on that EDP stuff, bro. I wanna see some little girl. You know what I'm saying? So normally, like this is probably what Robot thought. He was like, okay, so if people look at me weirdly for liking a loli, why don't I become a loli? Because Rex said, no, no, what? Why do I keep saying Robot? He said that he's actually 30 years old, but then he became a teenager for the lowly. Like, bro, what? Like, yeah, okay, okay, yeah. You're sus. That's what I'm saying. He's sus. He beat the system though. In order to get with the lowly, you become a lowly because now he's a 30-year-old man inside of a teenager's body, and what's it called? A monster girl. She's now like basically a kid. But she's like okay, so she's 25 and she's in a kid's body now. So she can. Well, that's just weird, bro. Nah. That's what EDP. He wants a cupcake from her, bro. He wants a cupcake from her. uh, but then also the betrayal. I don't even know what you call it, like a betrayal or plot twist, where the person that the black guy that I was talking about earlier, that they took an L against Computer Head or whatever his name is, when he found out that he defeated him just so then he can like replace him, if that makes sense. Like he thought, oh, his only intentions was to make his area better and take down the boss, so then he wouldn't be carry on being a henchman and stop doing criminal things, etc. But nah, at the end of the episode, it shows that he became the new crime lord. I'm like, bro, what is this? What is this? And like, obviously, after that, like, that's like why another reason why the plot and everything is just so good. It's immaculate because they're just like carry on adding small stuff like that that just like makes the plot better. And I'm like, damn, the betrayal. Because and also rewatching it, what Omni Man and Debbie said to Mark was kind of like both of them weren't wrong and they weren't right at the same time, because Debbie was saying, oh, you should still save lives, you should still save lives, but then Omni Man at the same time he was saying, apart from saying this is beneath you, which is, uh, red flag, apart from saying that, oh, this is beneath you, he was also saying, oh, you shouldn't trust everybody. And it's true because look what he did. He ended up replacing, he became the very thing that he sought to destroy. But obviously, we'll have to carry on watching and see the plot points and how, like, what more the character becomes into, if that makes sense. So that's a really good plot point that I look forward to seeing in season two. And like you should already know that Invincible is so good when literally I think it was even like right before the last episode hit, it got renewed for a second and third season. I'm like, because obviously it's gotten such positive, like overwhelmingly positive reviews and feedback that I don't blame them for already making a second and third season like in the making, because it's just that good and I enjoy it so much. And also now we can move on to the what's it called? Now we can move on to the last, I think like the last two episodes. That's when oh, okay, so Debbie finally finds the suit and she takes it to the costume maker guy, and they both find out that he was the one who killed them without like and attacked first, and he was the one that they were all fighting. And then I was like, oh, it's getting spicy. It's getting spicy. But I feel sorry for Debbie, man. Debbie, she I feel sorry for her the most, I'm not gonna lie. But yo, when she took her to the costume guy and then they found out, and then she was like, oh my god, you did that, you did it. And then I was just thinking that, the devil guy, the devil detective, he deserved better, man. Set my neighbor free. He didn't do nothing wrong. He literally didn't do anything wrong though. But he but yeah, that's tough, man. That's tough. And also, oh, so he punched the wall after she confronted him, and then they had the conversation, being oh, like, oh, I wanted to tell you months ago, And she's like, oh, but she didn't. And that's true, he didn't. Like, oh, you wouldn't understand all of this stuff. And I was just like, bro, but just tell us, man. We want to know. Like, we want to know why the hell you're being doing all of this stuff. And after that, he went up, bro, that scene where those invisible guards, they were inside his home and they were trying to fight him. Bro, that was a massacre. Man literally shoved the guy and his half went over the desk. Like, it's literally, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's like, bruh. Damn, I love the gore in it. I don't think it's too much gore, but when they decide to do gory scenes, they go all in, man. They go all out. I'm like, damn. Like, it's even got me who likes blood and stuff like that. Like, yo, this shit is yo, what the heck? You get me? And bro, the whole scene where he was basically like the whole scene where Omni Man was trying to look for Marcus, and then he like Cecil, he just kept throwing shit at him. Bro, he tanked a laser point blank twice, man, ever twice. I'm like, whoa! Like first one, he was literally like, you. I don't remember. He was like, you would, and then boom, and then literally the whole forest just like, bro. And then afterwards, he just goes straight up to the satellite, and then the satellite he tanks another hit, and then he just destroys it. And then seasons like the world's most expensive nosebleed, bro. All of that he, that's why this show is so sick, man. He tanked two lasers point blank, and then all he got from it was a nosebleed. He went like that, and then he kept looking at the cameras. I was like, shit, yo, I'd be terrified, man. I'd be terrified. I'm not gonna lie. So after that, what's it called? They got that flipping sea monster. They got it. They souped up with drugs and everything, and then they threw it at him. Bro, nothing, literally nothing could stop him. Even though three robots, I kind of feel like if there were more than just like three, I think maybe there were four of them, he would have been able to like be defeated, because he like just barely think he defeated four of them. So imagine if there were like 10, you get me? Then they would have like a lot better chance of defeating him like way earlier. And then that, like, I don't even know what to call it, like the Kraken monster with all of the squid thingies, he would have got defeated by it as well. But then Invincible was like, Dad, and he saved them. Yo, and then the what's it called? The clone brother, the clone twins, whatever they're called. They they revived what's his name? They revived Immortal Man. And then he just came, he like the control color, he broke out of it. He's like, where's Omni Man? I was like, yo, this is spicing up proper. And then Immortal Man just comes, he starts fighting Omni Man. Omni Man, he gets pissed off, bro. He like Immortal Man, he literally, and then Omni Man, he just slices that nigga in half. I'm like, damn, he really just did that. Like, that's kind of sad, you know. Just imagine getting killed twice by the same nibble. Like, that's an elbow. Just stay dead. If I was him, I would just stay dead that time, bro. I would stay dead. But dude, it's so cool, man. And then also when they finally defeat the monster, and he starts talking about our Viltrumites, like the true reason he's doing all of this, and he was like, yo, this is where the saddest part of the whole series comes to play, bro. Debbie gets called a pet, bro. Debbie gets called a pet by her. Yo, I feel bad for laughing, but like, I was like, yo, Debbie do not deserve any of this, bro. He's like, she's more like a pet to me. I was like, Nanny? Like, bro, just imagine the spouse, the person that you love for over 20 years. Bro, what are you doing, man? But the man you loved for over 20 years, he calls you a pet. He's like, oh, I love her, but she's more like a pet to me. I was like, did you hear this? Did you hear this? Oh, whoa. That was the most heartbreaking and devastating. And the fact that Debbie was just watching the whole time, getting called a pet. Yo, I'll never be able to come back from that, man. That one there was a violation. Personally, I wouldn't have that. Oh yeah, man. That's sad, yo. That's sad. She got called a pet. Nah, that's why Debbie got. I feel like Debbie probably like if she probably has to go through the most because her whole marriage was a lie for 20 years, and she's seen as a pet. Oh, and I remember afterward he starts going crazy. He's like, he called my mom a pet. Mi madre es una masqueta. Whew, that's tough, man. That's tough. And bro, Omni Man just beat the crap out of Invincible, man. Marcus took a fat L that day. I'm not gonna lie, but yo, you know the voice acting for I forgot what he's called. The voice actor for Omni Man, but his voice acting this episode was on point. Bro, when he was like, "What will he have after 5,000 years?" and he was just there like, "I'll have you, Dad." Not only was it like an amazing moment, but I was just like, I don't know, it just made me feel something in my heart. But I was like, damn, that's oh. But then that little flashback to now, actually, let's backtrack a little bit because I think I'm getting a little bit too ahead of myself. So the fight between when Omni Man was just kicking Marx's ass and he just would not give up. He was like, "Time you learn. You like it's time to learn." And he just started kun. Okay, I don't know who punches like this. Okay, just forget that. But he just kept violating him, man. I was like, he's already dead. Man, but honestly, man, how's Marcus not traumatized? Like Marcus has to be so traumatized. Think about it. He held his okay. First, he went crashing through halfway through Chicago, and then he tried to say. I remember he tried saving those people from the building. He was like that. He was like, oh, let me at least try saving this mother and a child, bro. He wasn't able to save them. And then like one of the worst bits was when he was like, oh, it's okay. He looks at his hand to where he was holding the mother, and her like literally her dismembered arm was he was just holding that. I was like, jeez. Nah, that's bro. I don't know, man. The people who made this, they were they were on X game mode with this episode, and then after that, probably like arguably one of the worst or like most like gruesome scenes of the whole thing was when he held up Marcus's head to the train, and all of those people, you just hear them screaming. I was like, ooh. Like literally, how did man hold his head? Like how are you not gonna be traumatized after that? Seeing all those people just die, like, bro, that was literally one of the worst scenes, man. That was so bad. I was like, whoa, like, like whoa, like I don't even know how else to describe it. Just damn. So I remember the flashback when he was remembering, like he got like a little bit of his human side where he saw but he remembered the flashback of Mark when he was a kid and he was playing baseball, and he was like, oh yeah, go Mark, go. And then Debbie was teaching Omni Man how to be human, right? And bro, that shit was sad. I'm not gonna lie, because he was like, "What's 17 more years?" I was like, "Ooh, just imagine hearing that from your dad." Like, again, Mark is gonna be traumatized for the rest of his life after seeing all of that. Like, damn. Like, damn. Oh man. But then honestly, after when he said, "Oh, I'll still have you," I was like, "Oh," and then he was just like, "Damn," and then he just went into space, and I was like, "Oof, what's gonna happen now?" Like, bro, Marcus got the shaboobilies, the sugar honey iced tea, the shiitake mushrooms beat off him, and he's still, yeah, honestly, he's gonna have issues going up. Oh, but Debbie, when she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go lie down," and then he walks in and her crying, I was like, I felt my heart crack. Damn, that was so sad, man. Honestly, I'm telling you, man, Debbie, she's going through it, man. She's going through it. But then, honestly, you know, another scene that pissed me off so much, man, was when Amber came back and she was like, "Oh, I guess we both been lied to." I'm like, that's review over. Don't look at my bunda again, okay? But yo, she's so jarring, man. Like, what you mean we both been lied to? What? Oh, I wanna punch this. And you know what the worst thing was? I was rooting for her to be like the best girl of the series, honestly, because I was like, damn, she looked kind of thick though. Okay, she looked kind of thick. Um, and before you say, oh, she's 17, she was 17, bro, I'm 18. Okay, so I was literally 17 earlier this year. Calm down. But honestly, first when I saw Adam Eve, I was like, she nice with it, she nice with it, but I wanna make sure that Amber is like number one because I love my black girls. But why do I have to make her the most literally the most annoying person in history, man? Like, why do I have to make her so annoying? So when she went to Mark, she was like, "Mark, oh, it looks like we've both been lied to." Bro, that's the comparison is so irrelevant and so out of scale. Like, so you're telling me that one, keep my identity a secret, not only for your safety, but for my safety as I mean, not only for my safety, but for your safety as well. Uh, Obviously, I didn't tell anyone. He didn't tell his best friend. He didn't tell thingy. He only told Eve because obviously they were working together. But he literally didn't tell anybody else. And then she was just there like, "Oh, we both been lied to." And then she knew the whole time. And then she was like, "Oh, it's because you lied to me." I'm like, "Bit, bro." I'm telling you, bro, Amber, I'm roasting you. I have to roast you. But what the hell is that at the back of your head, man? I'm gonna smack it. But obviously, if you couldn't tell, Amber, I do not like that bitch. I do not like that bitch. Well, she literally makes it. She's one of those people that just make your life complicated for no reason, man. Like, once I heard that she liked fourth wave feminism, I was like, but honestly, man, I should have listened to my boy Ashworth, man. He was saying, "Nah, nah, a red hairs, Eve was where it's at." I was like, "Nah, nah, 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 nah. Amber, bro, she's thingy, and I was rooting for her. I wanted her to be the number one girl, but then now she's at the bottom. Okay, I know it's a little bit irrelevant, but first Eve, then it's Max's mum because obviously she a milf, and then it's Amber. But honestly, man, Amber, just watch Longhead Griffith's video that he made about Amber. Like, it's literally so true. Everything he said. But yeah, that's like mostly the review like completed. I mean, bro, some people are saying that, oh, Omni Man didn't do anything wrong. I'm like, are you normal? Are you normal? Are you normal? Like, the people who say he didn't do anything wrong are the people who say, "Oh, Griffith didn't do anything wrong." I'm like, bro, what do you mean? Did you not see the train scene? Did you not see the building? Did you not see everything? Like, I can understand. I know I can understand, like, oh, understanding his reasoning and why he did it, because obviously he's a Weltschmerz and he was just doing his job technically. But you can't say he didn't do anything wrong. Like, are you stupid? Like, what's wrong with y'all? Honestly, man, y'all just, I don't know, man. But honestly, this video is like 40 minutes long, man. I'm gonna end the video now. Bro, this show is amazing. If you have not watched it, please watch it. Sorry if I didn't say this at the beginning, but obviously spoiler warnings because I literally talk about everything. I don't know. I'm saying spoiler alert after, like at the end of the review, but please, if you have the find the time to watch it, it's only 8 episodes for season one right now, and yeah, only 8 episodes for season one right now. Is each episode's about 40 minutes, but trust me, you're saying oh it's not that long, but at the end of it, when you get to the end of the season, you're gonna wish that oh please more episodes, and I'm pretty sure everybody who's watched it will tell you that. But that's gonna do it for the video. Thank you guys for listening to my review, and I hope to see you guys in the next time. Peace.